So, what if the secret to fixing our one-size-fits-all classrooms was actually hidden inside a video game? Well, a fascinating new study explores exactly that, how combining game mechanics with personalized learning could be the ultimate cheat code for education. Okay, think back to your own school days for a second. You had one teacher, a room full of students, and everyone was learning at a totally different speed. It's a system that, honestly, struggles to keep everyone engaged because it's built on this one-size-fits-all model that really ends up being one-size-fits-none. And that brings us to the core question this research is asking. What if school felt less like a boring lecture and way more like a video game that was designed just for you? You know, a game that actually understands your strengths and helps you level up your weaknesses. Yeah, and this is really the heart of the problem, isn't it? When we try to cram every unique learner into the same exact box, a lot of them just inevitably get left behind. The system just isn't built to adapt. So, the playbook for solving this combines two really powerful ideas: gamification and personalization. All right, let's break that down. Gamification brings the fun factor. It's what makes learning motivating, kind of like a game. And then personalization adds the for you factor, making the whole thing relevant and super effective. And when you put those two together, well, it could be a total game changer. First up, let's talk gamification. The study is talking about using all those familiar game elements, like earning points, unlocking badges, or following a really cool story, to make schoolwork feel less like a chore and, more like an epic quest. The other half of this power duo is personalization, and this is all about creating a unique learning journey for every single student by adapting the content, the speed, and the feedback so that it all fits them perfectly. And look, this isn't just some theory. This research is built on solid, real-world data from a detailed survey of 500 students across the UAE. And we're talking a huge range here, from primary school all the way up through university. Okay, so what did these 500 students actually say? The results give us a super clear picture of what modern learners are really looking for. And the results might surprise you a little bit. Students are not all that motivated by competition. In fact, leaderboards scored the lowest of all. What they really want is progress and a sense of purpose. They love getting points to mark their achievements, and most of all, they want a compelling story to follow. It's about the journey, not just the race. So that's what makes learning fun. But what actually makes it effective? The study also asked which personalization features are the most crucial for actually building skills. And the answer here was crystal clear. The single most impactful feature is content adaptation. That's material that actually adjusts to the student's level. Right behind it is individualized feedback. So in other words, students want a challenge that meets them where they are, and they want guidance that helps them grow. But the researchers didn't stop there. They dug even deeper into the data, and they uncovered what you could call two secret ingredients. These underlying factors that are the real key to making this whole thing work. See, it turns out it's not just about picking your favorite features off a menu. Real success comes from building a system around two core concepts that just kept popping up in the data. And here they are. The first is adaptation and feedback, and the second is pacing and relevance. So let's take a quick look at what each one of those actually means. So that first factor is all about responsiveness. Students thrive when they're in a system that adapts the content to their skill level and gives them constant, helpful feedback on how they're doing. You can almost think of it like having a personal coach, always guiding you and making adjustments. Now, the second factor, pacing and relevance, this is all about making the experience feel right for the student. This means letting them learn at a pace that's comfortable for them, and just as important, using content that is culturally relevant and actually connects with their background. It makes learning feel personal, not just generic. So what does all this mean for the future of education? Because this is way more than just an academic exercise. It has some major real-world implications. And I mean it. Whole nations, like Saudi Arabia, are right in the middle of these massive educational reforms. Their goal? To create a system that's more flexible, adaptable, and student-centered. That sounds pretty familiar, right? And this is the key takeaway. This research isn't just aligned with those goals, it provides a direct, data-driven blueprint for how to actually achieve them. By focusing on these personalized, gamified experiences that are built around adaptation, feedback, pacing, and relevance, that vision can become a reality. So we end right where we started.
Is the future of learning a game designed just for you? Well, based on what students themselves are telling us, the answer is a resounding yes. The future of learning isn't just a game, it's your game.
This explainer was based on the research paper Tailoring Gamification to Individual Learners. It's available under a Creative Commons license, so you can dive deeper into the data for yourself. Thanks for watching.